It's fine. It's fine. I'll make you move if anything. So this is my camera. This is
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm using this program called StreamYard, and that's it. That's it. 12
The StreamYards,
seconds.
and what is it? It's a podcast
Yeah.
platform.
6 minutes, 4 seconds. Three, two, one. Good morning, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the platform we have. This is really still unwrapped. And I know some of you are going to come on a little bit later. And as per some requests from some of you, we're not going to have like a big thing about what you did this week. How was it? How was your weekend? We're going to go straight into it. You see that girl? That's
Hello.
that's Zoila. That our special guest Zoila. So Zoila is a realtor,
Good morning,
right?
everyone.
And she also happens to be, she's actually fighting for us realtors. So Zoila, you are, let me not mess up on your title. Girl, you are a committee member on government affairs for LIBOR, Long Island Board of Realtor.
That is correct.
Okay, okay, all right. So, all right. So, what? So, you're a realtor. You work as an agent. You're a mom of two, one preteen, and one teen, one preteen, right?
Yes, one that's gonna be a teen and an 8-year-old.
All right, here we go. So, what is that committee on government affairs at LIBOR? What do you guys do? I mean, is that good for us? I don't even know. I don't go on the inside of LIBOR. I use MLS. I know of LIBOR. Sometimes I call them and here and there and pay my dues, a lot of money. And where is our money going to? Go ahead, tell
Well,
us.
here at LIBOR, there's many different, divisions, but here in the Government Affairs Department, we kind of are just advocates on policies that are realtor related, home ownership, property owners. So that's kind of what we do in our committee with representing government affairs, working with elected officials when
Yeah.
it comes to anything related to real estate.
Right. And we're not going to talk today. We're not going to talk about the NAR thing because it's still going on and there's not
And
much to
that's
say.
also not here locally. So no, we won't be
Okay.
speaking about
Well,
it, but that's why it's super important to be very involved when it comes to policy.
okay.
We just had our election, right? Here on
Yeah.
Tuesday. Hopefully
So
everyone cast
we
their vote.
yes. So let's talk about that for a couple of minutes. Like you talked about, because I did not really understand how instrumental our votes on the city level would be important relating to our business of realtor.
It is extremely
All right.
important, which is why it is our civic duty to go out and vote.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, it is. This year's
Yep.
election was more local. It was your city council. Here, I'll talk about just some summary. We have 51 seats in the city council across the boroughs. Uh, Here in Queens, most of our incumbents, it was
People
election.
coming, incumbents are people coming back
Yes,
into their
incumbents
seats
are those that are already
in.
holding office, that are in
Yeah.
office and running to be reelected.
Okay.
Some of them had challengers, some of
Yeah.
them just didn't have any
I'm gonna
challengers.
come. I'm gonna come close to you. Okay.
And here in Queens, especially, we kind of always want to work with those that are at least real estate champions,
Mhm.
where they are behind us with issues that will either affect our business positively or negatively.
Yeah. So you were talking about, and we're not even going to mention politics and sides and stuff like that. So you were mentioning on the election results two people that really stood out, and you called them real estate
Champions.
champions.
Yes.
So
Our
go ahead. So one was Vicky Palladino.
Vicky Palladino.
Right.
Big win. I'm excited for the Whitestone Bayside area because it was a seat that
Yeah.
was a Democratic seat, and she made that change in the last election, and it became a Republican seat now. She she got reelected by a lot higher numbers, but she was also she's part of and very friendly to listening to us and open to hearing what our concerns are and supporting anything that has to do with us as real estate in our business.
Right.
Linda Lee is also a city
She's
council.
Oakland, right?
She's right next door to Vicky Palladino, which she is a Democrat. So as you can see, two parties
There is like
can work together.
bipartisan. Okay, that's
Exactly.
good. That's pretty
So
good.
that is
Yeah.
where you can work together, and it's not really a Republican or Democrat issue. At least what we're speaking is related to real estate.
Cool. So let's talk about the stuff that is real estate. So there was one thing that was just on that's been, is it voted or is still being in the process and they're still working the kinks?
Yes.
The big thing in New York City is the co-op transparency bill. That's a big one. That's
And
a
that's
big
huge.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Here still, especially in Queens, many
Yeah.
many of us that represent buyers or sellers in the co-op uh, process, I feel and I hope we can all relate on how frustrating it can
Oh
be.
yeah, I mean
What do
this
you
is
think, Gigi? You work with a lot of buyers and sellers
Yeah.
in co-ops.
Yeah. I'm gonna
What
tell
is-
you what is frustrating is nobody tells you when, basically, I mean, to get the board to agree on even reviewing a board package, some
or even
buildings,
acknowledging
or
that
even acknowledging
that they
that they
received
have
the
it.
application.
A lot of the times it's good, like when you have repeat business in some buildings, so you know management and stuff like that, you may get to know the board. So it's, you could just check in if you have one of the board president's cell phone, you check in, hey, did you get my application? You have guys have time to review, and they'll tell you. So they do have a lot of the times inside issues, because all those board, and I do understand, I'm not advocating for the boards, but a lot of those board members, everything is voluntary, nobody gets paid to do what they do and take care of their own building, and everybody has different agendas. Some people are not there, and they have those rules. I think like certain members have to be deciding on the application approval, so that could be a lengthier process if someone is ill or not there, and so on and so forth.
So in your city council, again, everyone can navigate this portal of your city council, where you live or where you work, to navigate what bills are on the table.
What's the website for this? Maybe I should put it into
Yes,
the comments. Let me see. What is it? Let me write it
your
down.
New York City Council.
Your New York City
No, New York
council.gov.
City, yes.
New York City Council.
I'm gonna say you could write legislator.council. Well, that's going more into details.
So legislator.council.nyc.gov. Okay, we'll write that up. So legislator, I'll write it up in the comments on Facebook and LinkedIn, and where else am I on my Facebook, and of course real estate Unwrapped.
And
So
any
that's good.
issues, right?
Yeah.
This one especially is on the Committee of Housing and Building, so you would know what bills are going on when it comes towards housing
Yeah.
or taxes, and you would just have to see, what's. So this one especially, this was introduced by our current city council member, Marjorie Velasquez, from the Bronx,
Okay.
where
She got reelected as well.
No,
Oh.
that I have to say was, if you want to touch on that,
I can't touch on that. I don't know anything.
that is in the
about it.
Bronx. But just to do a brief
Yeah.
of what happened, it was and she was an incumbent, and
She's using those big political
and being
words.
an incumbent, it's really easier, or they say at least, to
get reelected, and she didn't.
And she did not.
So that was like a big surprise.
It was a huge surprise
because she's also a real estate champion.
Correct. And not only did she not get reelected, she the new candidate that got elected was a Republican, and
Okay.
this seat has,
And you don't know the guy. You don't know how he operates. We don't know how she's gonna. Sorry. And kudos for women in politics.
Yes,
This is
it's
kind
been
of
20 years
exciting. Yeah.
that seat was held by a Democrat, and now it is going to go to a Republican
So
seat.
yeah, we'll work on this. Let me talk to another thing about another bill that is pretty, and that's been passed, is the broker fee for rentals.
No, has not been passed.
That's not been passed.
No.
Okay, thank you for correcting. And this is why that's the beauty of life. I can make mistakes. So the city is trying to pass a bill stating that the homeowners should be paying the broker fee and no longer the tenant. Which for the rest of America, this is the case, and it's kind of fair, Like there are those homeowners hire us. We do a lot of the work for them, and then we ask the tenant to shell out 1 month fee, 1 month rent, 1 month deposit, co-op application, and so on. So when it's a co-op, like even the background fees are a lot more expensive than what the rules are stating because they are co-op and the private corporation. So I don't disagree with this one. How long has this been in the works?
Well, this bill also got introduced,
Yeah,
which was intro local law 1105,
yeah.
where they want to really give the owners where they hire the broker and they pay the broker fee,
Uh huh.
not the way we are in our
Currently,
business
yeah,
now.
because but there is
That
nothing stating who should pay what. That's why.
that's why
Yeah,
there is. So the way we right now conduct our business is our tenants, right,
yeah,
or our clients.
yeah.
They give us our broker fee, and this bill is kind of really wanting to make that designated owner.
Payer, the payer. We make sure that the payer for the fee is going to be the owner. They just want to
Yes,
state it in the bill. How long? And you think that's going to be an issue? I think there are some disagreement between different boards, right?
many
Yeah.
disagree
Okay.
that, you
Like
know,
board of realtors or
like
non-realtor,
we're
board of agents.
licensed and we're trained,
Yes.
especially in fair housing.
Mm-hmm.
Many owners won't know, don't have that type of training.
The fair housing issues and the rules and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Hopefully, guys, you're taking your fair housing classes.
So
Okay.
these are just important,
Yeah.
issues that will either affect our business, and to really be aware and be part of, these issues, especially everyone that's here, anything that's real estate related.
So I need to tell you, Zoila, our viewership is agents, homeowners that are clients or sometimes looking to see if they could be a right fit working with me because everything comes a lot from my social media page, and people from overseas because that's where I'm from. So we're getting a lot of different type of viewership, and I think it's always nice to give them like an insight of what's really. It's like the real estate world is not just opening doors just to show properties. There's a lot more to it. So which leads me, guys, to tell you about the involvement. So how we can help pass bills so it's there is fairness for the realtor, fairness for the consumer, whether it's a buyer, renter, and then of course the landlord and the homeowners. We have our realtor political party, right?
Our pack.
Our pack. Okay, I don't like to pay them. But I know. But you're supposed to pay them. I know. So we
Yes.
have as realtors, part of Long Island Board of Realtor, the board I belong to, we do have a $25 a year contribution. And to tell you frankly, I don't always pay. But when I pay, I'm wondering what is this doing? Because nobody even comes to us, and I do manage a couple of offices. No, and I'm glad you're doing this because it's gonna shed some light. No one tells us really what that is for and who does what. Yeah, they have some publications, but sometimes I feel like we need to have one person that could be like communicator as far as really explaining stuff, and maybe it's my fault. I should get more involved when if there is a meeting or when there is one. And yeah, just go ahead. So what is our pack? What so that stands for realtor. uh,
Political Action Committee.
Ooh, yeah, okay. So that, okay,
So
what do they do?
they advocate for us. They
Yeah.
stand, for what we know is important in our industry, for us as, to continue to operate, for our, again, property owners. Um, we are the voice of housing, of real
Mm-hmm.
estate. And the RPAC is kind of how that contribution is how we continue to advocate for all of these issues.
Is there a correlation between your LIBOR committee and RPAC? Do you guys sort of
Well,
interact
RPAC
and
is,
talk?
but yes, our
Okay.
but our PAC is all across the country. It's not just
Okay.
LIBOR.
Okay.
LIBOR
So
is our
RPAC
MLS.
is the lobbying for
The lobbying
for
for-
National Association of
Yes.
Realtor. Regardless of what's going on, we still have. This is a strong organization, old organization that is advocating for the real estate professionals, and we still belong to this association. For so far, I am. I guess I am not even contesting my membership to NAR, even with in light of the current events. I do like a lot of the stuff that is being done.
When we pay our MLS dues, I know we forget to check off that $25 contribution to our PAC
Yeah, yeah.
and ask for everyone that can please not dismiss that check off box and contribute to our PAC so we can continue to be the voice of our real estate issues.
So those guys will also work on the co-op transparency bill.
Well, here right now at LIBOR,
Look at this. Look at this. This is our little. Are we gonna get this?
well, yes.
Are they gonna give us that? Are we gonna receive it in the mail, or they just this is just for you guys at the committee for government?
No, when again, we just had a brunch
Yeah.
that everyone could have attended. It was sent out to all of
Mhm.
our members, but very few looks, right? Very
I
few.
didn't receive that at all. I mean, I should be receiving it in the mail. I mean,
in the email, in your email.
But this
No,
this
this
is like
in person. So this we received at the brunch.
Oh, okay. I guess I mean
Yes.
it would be nice if IPAC send it to me. I want a copy. And I mean, let me see. So there is a couple of stuff. So they're passing legislation in Washington. There is, of course, front and center is fair housing, right?
Which
What-
is why our co-op bill here in the city is super important
Yeah.
because it kind of relates to our fair housing and giving those the equal opportunity to, purchase at least and
Yeah.
a starting.
Do you want to talk
Property.
about some other contributions they're having? I know I'm like advocating for RPAC. Anything you want to talk about? Affordable housing.
There's many levels to our PAC.
Okay.
You could be a major investor. You could be a platinum, a golden, a crystal, a sterling.
That's when you actually pay
This is yes.
for membership. But what I mean, this is when you really believe, you really engage, and you want to support the cause.
Yes.
And you're probably going to have a recognition in the magazine. But what is, I mean, RPAC, you're talking about like what has they been discussing with you lately
But
that
just-
is really
and-
stands out?
And
Besides,
remember, your dollars here is where we continue
she's a politician.
to-
She's collecting money.
protect property owners who worked hard to achieve, their dream of homeownership.
All right. And what do they do for us, agents? RPAC.
We are again where we advocate and we work with our elected officials that are behind our or any
All right.
real estate related
So,
issues.
okay,
There's
so-
just a broad issues that we
Okay.
have on the table.
So the co-op transparency bill. So we're looking to
This is locally here in New York City.
locally. We're looking to shorten the turnaround time.
Acknowledgement of our
Receipt,
application,
yeah.
maybe 10 days the moment we submit the application, where we get the acknowledgement that the application has been received.
And then 1 month to get like an approved. To
Maybe
get
45 days.
to get like, oh, that's a long time, because you understand like
But
banks.
what about right now? How,
I know it's even worse because like I feel so bad for the sellers, which are co-op owners, and the buyers, because you're saying 45 days, but then your bank is putting some sort of an expiration date on your rates. So that's already like a long time. So 45 days, so they can give us a schedule for the board interview. Then we're gonna say okay, yes, no. And then when it's a no, when it's a denial, we have no reason, no way of knowing why. And that's also something they like to pass. And I'm losing my light. And I'm changing the stuff. It's on the floor. Nothing is gonna happen. The joys of being live. And we also, so not giving reasons for denial. I think this opens a can of worms when it comes to fair housing.
and discrimination.
Discrimination. So that's like a lot of covert, like they're sort of hiding the discrimination, and this should be probably completely erased, and they should be able to give you some sort of inkling of why it got terminated, and
Denied.
then you could always contest the denial, especially if it's financial, and work the thing and just show them that yes, when you're a seasoned agent, you should have had qualified your person, because I've known some boards who do not understand how to work with somebody who owns several properties, and that's a problem. Anyway, another
But it
thing is,
also goes
yeah,
both ways. The process right now, there is no process. It can
I know, but
take
it
as
hurts
long as
everybody.
60, 90 days.
Right.
So we're just here trying to
Streamline everything.
streamline it, have some deadlines, and also really again, our sellers want to sell, right? So
Yeah.
if it's taking over 90 days, over 120 days to sell,
It's too
they're
long.
also not
But
happy.
it hurts everybody. It hurts the seller, it hurts the buyer. In the end, it hurts us too, because like we're still working for the dollar. And then one big thing too, we're working on with our pack and with the city, and those city council members have been elected. Thank you guys for your work. Is working on having a standard co-op application law. That would be fantastic, right? I think it would be something that they. So, do you think that this should be passed within the next year, couple of years?
Again, that we won't know. All we know
Yeah,
is that it's been introduced, and we're
yeah,
all just doing what we can to
yeah.
have a seat at the table and really hopefully
I'm
push
gonna try
this.
to retrieve that that light. Hold on, without and then let's talk about something. I mean, those are the big issues, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they all interrelated and intermingled together. Am I missing something outside of that? Then
No.
there is also something the city is trying to do, and that might take a little bit of time, right? It's that bill on converting everything to electric.
Oh, that's local law 97. That for sure went through.
That went through.
That already went through, and now you have, a
Yeah.
deadline where, the conversions of gas
And
to electric.
that's a subject of contention, because we have light. We have light. So this is like a buildings are old in New York City, right? Let me shed some nice light on you as well. So buildings are old, and oh my god, that thing is sliding.
Oh my
And
goodness, it's a little weak.
I know, no, I don't know why. So buildings are old, and it's gonna be a challenge if they're gonna change all that from
It's going to be
gas
very challenging
to electric.
and not only challenging, if they do these upgrades, who's going to pay for them?
Uh, we do.
Exactly. Your
And
assessment will
wait,
go
hold
higher.
on. There is still assessment. So the city there is assessments for brick pointing, for this, for that. Can we get some subvention? What do you call that? Some subsidiaries,
Or
some incentives.
and that right
Can
now,
the government, can the city, because we're paying taxes, we're paying stuff. Is there any money?
no, there hasn't been any.
Well, hold on. The city, hold on. I'm going to hold this by hand. So the city, hold on a second. So now I'm going to become political. So there is no money for homeowners. There is no
incentive for
money
them to make
incentive.
this upgrade.
And can we get money from Washington? Because there is a lot of money for those migrants.
Well,
There is a
that is why we will need more of your RPAC dollars to continue to
and we need probably more
advocate for
participation.
all of.
We need to be more vocal, all of us.
be not only vocal,
But,
there you go,
yeah.
vocal,
And
be
participate.
present,
Yeah.
participate, contribute.
But what is funny, it's always a matter of money. It's like associating advocacy with dollar. I mean, this is how the country works, but it's that's what it is. But I think this is very, very important, and then we're probably going to need our pack a little bit more when this whole NAR thing, after they, of course, going to they are now I'm losing my English, is before 12. They're not agreeing to the ruling, right? So they're contesting it, and they're going to go back. Right, so they're going to go back on the commission. It's the commission. It's also disclosure, So I'm glad that LIBOR and the other all our associations in actually LIBOR. I'm not just gonna talk about what I know the best. Has very the disclosure on who represents who is very very specific in our contracts, and I gotta kudos LIBOR. This is actually really really good. And then there is something you wanted to discuss because we sort of it hasn't been really a functioning chapter for a couple of years.
That is correct.
NAREP.
Thank you, Gigi.
So you were the last NAREP Queens president
for 2021.
For 2021. After that, there was another president, and then the whole thing just shut down for a little bit.
Kind of took a pause.
Nice. She's so political. I love it. She's so nice. So okay, it was an essential. Anyway, so that's what.
So those that are with us, NAREP is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals.
Yeah. Shout out to Daisy.
That's right. Shout out to everyone at national, locally. Yeah. You know, we are the Hispanic champions for real estate.
And the real estate industry, because it's more like belonging to NAREPs, you have real estate agents and you have all those ancillary real estate professionals, like of course mortgage, financing people, attorneys, inspectors, insurance, could be contractors,
attorneys, title,
other vendors,
everyone that plays a major role in the real estate industry.
Right.
So our mission at NAREP is to advance Hispanic sustainable home ownership.
Good.
Where I think many of us, not only Hispanics, but overall know that home ownership is a way of creating generational wealth.
I speak a Latin language, which is French, and I'm not Latina. Is that something?
No.
When you're Spaniard, you're not Latino either, right? No. It's just like
we can debate that.
It's the post-colonialism of those countries in South Africa, America. Sorry, Africa. Okay, again, no, I'm not going to be political, but that's what it is. Okay. Anyway. But I get it. So NAREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professional. Are we going to have a chapter up soon?
Well, here in the New York area especially, we have Westchester, you have the Bronx chapter. Yeah. Long Island did an amazing relaunch in the last 2 years. Nice. And now looking to relaunch the Queens chapter here for 2024. On our local
so guys, if you're interested in being part of the board of director,
being a director, there's still applications.
How many people are needed on the board of directors?
To complete a board, you need 12 directors.
Okay.
And there's a ratio 70-30. 70% realtors.
Yeah.
Only realtors.
Okay.
And then 30% are affiliates. Okay. Affiliates are loan officers. Again, we just went down the line, contractors, attorneys, title, that would complete a board.
Okay, cool. So guys, if you're interested in a position or even in your membership, I don't like that light.
Or just being a committee member, because as a director, there is a lot more of a commitment, your time.
Yeah.
If you don't have the time, you can still be a committee member, which will help one of those directors holding the different positions that are from president, vice president, secretary, education director, marketing director, sponsorship director.
I was on NAREP for a little bit, and I did have a short-lived position as secretary. So there is a commitment. It's only once a month, and then some other events. What was nice is that we were able to organize events, educational events for the realtors, and they were kind of cool, and you get together, and it's always good to network, to get together and learn something interesting. So I think it's important to put it back. We have a huge community of Hispanic realtors there, and I think for the people that want to be committed and believe we can enhance our profession and help out the Latino community into home ownership is actually something really, really good.
And that's what we do here in NAREP. Our events are all about education, networking, and advocacy.
All right.
All together to, continue to serve in our community as real
I
estate
think this is
professionals.
cool. This is cool. So, guys, just give us a shout out if who is this is a good content. Thank you so much. Thank you, Israel, as well. I'm glad you guys are tuning in. I think we pretty much good. And how is your real estate gig
Good.
going? Good.
Get it's work.
Yeah, I know
I
it's a little bit of a challenging year, but you're doing okay. I mean, you're busy. You're probably focusing more on buyers this year than again because inventory is tight, so you do have more buyers and listings,
a
right?
lot more buyers and listings.
But
Yes,
it's okay. I mean,
but
people out there buying. So yes, for the public out there, yes, we are still busy. This is November, and your
it
hands
still
are
has
still
not
full.
slowed down. No,
That's good.
people that
Yeah.
are approved still want to buy.
Oh, she said the right thing, approved. So you're really helping them getting approved and making sure like they can go purchase right now. And they have different options. We went over this on sellers concessions, buy downs if you have to, and just put them. The main goal is to put someone in the house when they need it, and then like marry the house. Don't date the rate. That's what they say. All right, but yeah. So thank you, Zoila.
Thank you, Gigi. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone, for tuning in.
Everybody can reach you on Instagram at your realtor. What is it? Your realtor
Zoila, your
Zoila.
realtor.
Zoila, your realtor, right? And then if anything, you can always DM me, and if you want to get in touch with Zoila, I'll give you her contact number. All right. So let me see. So let's vote on today's MVP. I don't know who that is. I don't know. It says Facebook user. Facebook user, if you're still here, just put your name in the comment, and we'll give you a co-share of MVP of the week with my boy Israel. Okay,
Israel.
yes. All right. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, Ed is away in Cozumel,
Ooh.
Mexico. Yes, so he's having a great time. I'm not even sure he was able to jump on today, but he needed a little bit of R&R. So
So shout out to Ed,
yeah.
wherever in Mexico you are.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to hear more or different content and different subject you want to even yourself talk about, give me a shout. Give a shout to Ed, and we'll put you on our live program. All right. Thank you guys. So, hey, shout out to Israel. You're the MVP. All right. See you guys next week. Don't forget those open houses. Okay. Stay busy. Bye. Bye, Zoila. Thank
Bye.
you.